Yo, what's going on everyone? It's TK and we're back with another fireball strategy with the super witches. So let's dive in and see how the strategy works. Okay, we're here on the first base and guys, I'm back from a holiday that I was at around 4 days ish. So that's why the videos on YouTube was mainly about attacks and everything. So I was trying my best to bring you different variety of strategies so you wouldn't get bored. But yeah, those who were on the Telegram channel did follow a few steps of my trip or holiday, better say. But let's go back to the attack strategy. We're gonna have a few druids and the super witches with us so we can have no Kolkoloon in our army, and we're gonna have the bears from the druids in the core of the base. So on this one, look at where I'm charging. I wanted to put this fireball right on that inferno tower, okay? That's why we got double invisibility, making sure everything is invisible, and boom, everything goes down. And you need to watch out. Make sure you freeze, you make Warden invisible if you got another invisibility, and just don't let him die. I'm gonna wall break, and look at this. We're gonna have Queen on the outside with that siege barracks. Always use the two wizards or the baby dragon for the funnel of the P.E.K.K.A, so they go to the outside. Now you need to add droids one by one. Simple. Look, I add one to the outside. Wall break the queen to the outside because with one jump we can get to the core. Simple as that. Now it becomes like a smash army out of nowhere. So the king is going to the outside, but it's fine. We still got a few super witches that were dealing with a few skelly traps. King goes in front of the queen. You can have a druids on the top side to help them out and add the royal champion to the areas where you don't really want your queen to get wrecked. Now we're gonna have druids and super witches in the core, getting everything done because we're gonna rage them up. Use the poison spell on the enemy heroes when you are taking down the CC, and here's where you can use some archer to clean up, but of course there was some mortar, so not the best choice. But still, look, we got two super witches alive still going through this hard toxic core base. Now I didn't say exact abilities on the heroes, but the queen ability is the most important one because we're not gonna have the invisibility while in this attack. We're gonna have the frozen arrow and the healer puppet because the queen is on the outside. There's always not that much damage on her, so the invisibility while will just be useless as she can have the healer puppet and also the frozen arrow together, absolutely wrecking those outer defenses. And this is how we got this base absolutely wrecked. So let's move on to the next attack. Now this is the next base. It looks like a box which is super hardcore in the core of the base. It's super toxic and it's one of the top players in Legends League, but I wanted to show you what happens if things slightly go wrong. Okay, I'm gonna have the wrong version of the fireball, and I'm gonna have this attack which is actually quite insane what happens. Okay, so stay with me. Now I always drop one barbarian before I drop the warden in these scenarios where I want to do a quick warden kind of ability, because if there was no Teslas, guys, I would have invisibility, the builder hut and the archer tower, and straight with the fireball onto the rage tower, and then I would activate the town hall, of course, with their quick and stuff. But we went with the barbarian to see, okay, there was a Tesla, so if you drop the warden for that quick fireball, the Tesla will pull the fireball to you, and that's why they are there. So look at this. Then I'm gonna activate and then go with the fireball. But look at that, because there was two builders the other side of the CC, I didn't make them go through that earthquake. That was my first mistake, so the CC is going to be staying awake. Now, I'm going to add Druid. Now, do I want to rage the Warden? Yes, because it is worth it. You know the Super Witches are strong. We already raged the Warden, I believe, twice. So now, look at this. We're going to poison for the CC, and I started with the Super Witches, the Wallbreaker. I'm starting everything right, okay? Everything seems to be going to plan, right? Everything is fine. We go with the Siege Barracks and the Queen. I'm going to wallbreak the Queen, but look at this. The King and those Skelly from the Super Witches, they cleared a few things very much forward before the super witches come out, and there's a Tesla and Skelly trap which is gonna pull everything to the left. Yes, so now we basically have the king's gauntlet in the core and also the queen to the side, but it doesn't matter. You can still triple these bases because nothing is gonna be able to kill the super witches. Now The queen is fine. You can see I'm gonna add the champion a bit later, of course, because I want to make sure where to add it. Everything is going, kind of weird. So I added in a place where the king couldn't finish the job. This is where the queen on the top side, you can see with the healer puppet and that frozen arrow can do quite a lot of damage. Unfortunately, I dropped the druid, but it goes to my wizard, so that's unfortunate. Going with the freeze, RC is there, super witch is on the lower side. I'm doing the cleanup right now so we can get through this space faster, and RC is just there to help out. Look, we got so many. If I had one wall breaker, we didn't even need the RC, even though everything went wrong. This is what I like to bring you. I want to bring you that the strategy might not be perfect, but it can actually crush the base even if you don't execute the plan perfectly. And we have another example in today's video for you, but let's move on to the next attack. Now, this is one of those other common bases on Legends League right now, with of course the single Infernos and a hardcore toxic core. So what we're gonna do is actually go with the fireball on the Inferno, which is in front of the Clan Castle. That's gonna give us some insane value. So just make sure you drop the druid in front or behind basically your warden. He's going to be able to take down a few of these defenses, and then you can see the invisibility range. You can drop it on 3 of those defenses, 2 mortar and a ricochet cannon, so we can get the earthquake on the clan castle and the builder huts, don't forget. Then with the warden ability, but look at this, the warden always steps up. You need to watch out. If you go without invisibility and there is no outer buildings, Warden always steps into the damage. So make sure you drop more druids, okay? You need to watch out for that. Now we got the mini Warden to help with that extra HP boost. King and the super witches will perfectly go into the base. And I was gonna wall break them again, but of course, it's just like, yeah, let me wall break the queen because she needs to go in and get some value as well. So I'm gonna jump everything to the core. We need to freeze the single infernos, and this is the good thing about running single infernos in Legends League, because sometimes you can just simply lock onto your king and you need to freeze because that is just how it works. King goes on the outside. We got super witches that could walk around the entire top side of the base and give me everything. Okay, they are done. So I'm dropping the champion, helping the queen again. Look, the queen had druids. The queen has wizards and valkyries. She's never gonna die. That's why I'm telling you, the invisibility, while in this strategy, it's not gonna work out very well with the queen because she is already protected. Raging those super witches, and look how much power we have. This is like one of those strategies that I don't usually talk that much about, but I love this strategy. And big shout out to Itsu because he opened my eyes to this strategy. I had my own version of super witches and mass droids, but it's just like this version, which you combine the two together, is super strong. Now this base is going to be another core base, which is again common. I want to bring you these common bases first of all, even though there may be some changes because in High Legends they do some tweaks and everything depending on how the attacker attacks a certain base. So this entry might be baited because we're going to aim for that monolith. Now I dropped the warden straight in front of the monolith because I don't want to make sure like his fireball goes a bit more to the side where the wizard tower or the warden tower is. Okay, you need to be straight. Okay, so the fireball is less risky. Now what I need to do here with the double invis is to count of course the defenses, which we can make invisible. Once maybe this cannon is down, we can have a nice invisibility, or maybe not. Let's just wait and not go for that. And look at that, this warden is going to be staying there in front of the damage again, so you need to make sure you add the druids. Don't get overblown by your fireball. Look at your warden. I make that mistake too. Sometimes I don't look at my warden and I'm like, oh my god, the warden is dying. And because we use the invisibilities on the fireball sometimes, or most of the time, we can't keep the warden alive with one invisibility on his own. So it's gonna be tough, but make sure you do that. Now we got a P.E.K.K.A going inside the base, which is so good. We got a P.E.K.K.A on the outside, and this is where you can add the droid wall breaker for your P.E.K.K.As, all that type of stuff. So the queen is also giving you the damage and the value you need to. Poison Tower on the offense, kind of defense actually goes off. And then we have more druids adding to this army from the back. Valkyries go inside. That is one of the craziest whole smash going into this space. Like, what is going to stop these guys? What, like, if you had 5 Infernos right now in the core, they wouldn't be able to stop it because those droids on the back, they're healing everything with the bouncing thing they have. It's insane. Now, you could swag the RC kind of, in some of the attacks, but because we had a Tesla farming to the side, I really wanted to get through this entire area. And, of course, the core actually did have a lot of damage with the ricochet cannons and the town hall poison, so you need DRC. I really wanted to swag it, but I'm not that type of person to look for swag. You know me, when I do Lolo, I drop everything to get through the base as quickly as possible. I just don't want to sit there and watch, okay, can I swag, can I swag? Nah, let's just drop everything. And of course, on this base, you couldn't even swag the RC maybe at the back end, but still, this attack, I cannot like just talk enough about it. It's insane. And I was doing this attack actually on my holiday, so I could give you these recordings when I'm back. And because the videos are all scheduled up, so hopefully you guys enjoyed those previous videos, even though of course some of them might not be the same strategy, so we may have different viewers and stuff, but still, I did my best, hopefully, man. Okay, but let's go to the last attack and see what happens to my fireball. Now, this is another base which is quite interesting because these are the bases that people do design by themselves for those Root Riders, and they want to make it a bit weird. They want to make it like the base has not been seen, it's a different style. So what I wanted to do was actually to fireball the builder hut in the rage tower, as you can see between the infernos. So what I'm going to do is drop the warden kind of in front of that builder hut. Now there was a lot of outer defenses, which of course we don't have rocket loons, or we don't have, for example, amount of baby dragons. Only one baby dragon we do got, and a few wizards. So technically we cannot take down the outer defenses like the previous rocket loon fireball strategy, but in this one we're still fine. Okay, don't like kind of rush it. You just need to wait, or use a rage, for example, as you saw from maybe it was the first or second attack. We used 2 rage spell on the warden, and we still crushed the base, even though the super witches went wrong. That's the insane thing about it. Now I look at that bear and I drop a wizard to quickly get that archer tower, because now it's worth it. And look at this. Oh my god, the archer tower was not inside the invisibility. And look, man, I may be cooked, but I'm not giving up. Okay, some people do give up. They think it's not ever gonna work again. But look at that warden in front of the queen without any poison lizard or anything. With 1 freeze only. Maybe we didn't even need that freeze because the druids are just insane. But I'm gonna wall break here. I'm gonna wall break in the junction so the king can go in. Queen and the siege barracks on the top side. We could add a druid with the queen and the siege barracks so we can get everything healed back up. Another wall break on the junction. And this is where the jump connects both of these compartments to the core and to the rest of the base. So a bit of the interesting jump placement which you need to be looking for, especially on these bases which are designed by not actual builders, that sometimes they make mistakes. It could be an insane jump value. That same jump can give access to my super bridges to the town hall. That's how insane the jump is. So the queen on the outside are CI added to help the queen and the areas the king and queen cannot reach, like the multi-archer tower. You just need to make sure everything is decently and alive in the core with those super witches, even though we are losing a few of them, but it's fine. We got other heroes. We still got 4 heroes, guys. Okay, 4 heroes is no joke, especially with 2 of them having abilities. So RC is coming forward. Now the good thing about this is, because I dropped the RC this attack a bit earlier, she can actually activate the invisibility tower before other heroes or other kind of troops reaches it. So it's a good thing. She's in front, taking the damage, clearing those defenses and everything else, getting the traps. Now my queen is around the town hall area, but the RC will come back and finish it off, and we got queen ability for that, of course, monolith. But look at this, we didn't even need the invisibility. Wow, the healers, they're enough with the frozen arrow. So hopefully you guys like this attack strategy. The link of it will be down below in the description. And again, big shout out to Itsu, because this is his army and I wanted to make a video of it with my own. So take care and peace.